everyone. So I'm sharing my screen. Yeah, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay. So today we are, it's a colorful morning. Good morning. It's a colorful morning. So today I'll be covering art and art mediums. With art, I mean paintings, colors, and painting and different kind of colors that we have with us today, through which we paint. So just start with it. So art and art mediums, painting. So now what is painting as an art? So we all know painting is a visual art, and painting is one of the most traditional and versatile forms of visual art. It involves applying pigment. There is a pigment to a surface to create an image, design, or expressive composition. The practice of painting has been a central component component of human culture and expression for thousands of years, evolving through numerous styles and techniques. So we all know what painting is, and we paint. We used to paint when we were young in school, but painting is more than that. What happens is a pigment. It's a chemical blend of some chemicals, and which is called pigment. And pigment, and when pigment is binded with something, we paint it on the surface. Surface means canvas, wood, paper, or things like that. So you need a paint and a surface to paint, and then it becomes a painting. Now, what are art mediums? Traditional art mediums. What are art mediums? Art mediums are different kind of mediums that are there, and traditional art mediums have been the foundation of artists' expression for centuries. Each medium offers unique properties and techniques that relates to different artistic styles and preferences. This presentation will cover several popular traditional art mediums: acrylics, watercolor, oil paints, gouache, pastels, pencil colors, and charcoal. So I'm covering 7. Apart from that, there are others also, but they are all mix and match of things, these things only. Now, first, I will cover, just a second. Just a second. Just a second. Acrylics. No. Acrylics. So acrylics are, what are acrylics? Just let me. I can't do it. Achha, what are acrylics? Acrylics are fast drying paint made up of pigment suspended in acrylic polymer emulsion. That this is the chemical property of chemicals that is made up of. These are the chemicals that acrylics are made up of. So fast drying. These paints are fast drying, and they have a pigment in them that doesn't last. That doesn't keep itself wet for long. It dries fast. So properties are water soluble when wet, but becomes water resistant when dry. So you need water to paint with acrylics, but after it becomes dry, after like 2-3 minutes or something like that, you cannot again re-wet it. So it becomes water resistant. So it becomes permanent. You can't erase it. Versatile can create watercolor or oil paint effects. Yes, through certain techniques, you can create watercolor effect if you if you add a lot of water in the beginning itself, it can create watercolor or watercolor effect, and oil paint effects by using some other mediums. It can create oil paint effects as well. So these are bright and vibrant colors, and can be used in various surfaces. By various surfaces, I mean canvas. There are certain acrylics that you can use on wood also, and then paper and things like that. And these are suitable for glazing in pastel and mixed media work. Mixed media, by mixed media I mean there are 2-3 mediums together, like watercolor or acrylic or pencil or acrylic pens, things like that. So mixed media is something else where 2 or 3 kinds of colors mixed come together. That glazing and impasto are techniques of using acrylics. Just a second. Now, watercolor. I will show you paintings of all these mediums after it is finished, after the presentation. So watercolor, now paint made of pigments suspended in water-based solution. Watercolor, by the name, it suggests that these paints require a lot of water. They require water, and the pigment is such that it is suspended in water-based solution. So this is the way it is prepared. Now properties are transparent. They are transparent and allowing light to reflect from the paper surface, creating a luminous effect. So it is transparent in the sense that it is not transparent when you see them in the block, but when you paint, when you try to paint, there's a lot of there's water in it, and this is how this happens, like scientifically, allowing light to reflect from the paper surface. You need a paper to paint watercolor. Watercolor cannot be painted on canvas or wood. For watercolor paper, next is requires special paper designed to handle water without warping. So you need special kind of watercolor paper for watercolor to go on that paper, and it doesn't bleed or things like that. It becomes like rampant and all that. So it becomes loose if there's a lot of water is added and the paper is not apt for watercolor. So requires special paper designed to handle water without warping. Now easily deactivated with water after drying. So once you have applied water to the watercolor, and after some time also, if you want to if you want to play with that same thing and you add water into it, and then you can again reactivate it. So watercolor is good for is good with water. It plays good with water. Now, uses best for delicate detail work and effects that benefits from the fluidity and blending properties of water. So watercolor effects and watercolor, when you look at the painting, you can easily find out whether it is watercolor or it is acrylic color or oil color for that matter. Now, oil paints. Now, what do I mean by oil paints? Paint made by mixing pigments with oil, usually linseed oil. So the thing is that the paint that is made by mixing pigments. The pigments are the real deal with all the paints. Okay, pigments, without pigments, the colors will not come. So pigments of blue will be different from pigments from green and pigments from yellow. So pigment is the word that we use generally in color industry, in art mediums, and it depends on the kind of colors that you're buying, like a medium range brand, like a cheap or a lesser expensive brand will have less pigments which are not that great, and a higher brand might have better pigments. And these pigments, what happens is, if pigments are good, then your paint looks vibrant, rich, and it lasts long. So with oil paint, what happens is, mixing pigment with oil, usually linseed oil. You need linseed oil, or it doesn't work with water. Oil paints don't work with water. So you need a special linseed oil to dip it in it, and then use it on oil paint. So properties are slow drying, allowing for extended working time and detailed blending. Okay. So the thing with watercolor is, with oil paints, is that it might take like 4 to 5 days to dry. So unless it doesn't dry, you cannot move ahead. Or what you can do is within those 4 or 5 days, you can bring layers and layers and mix it properly and make it more beautiful. So both are these are pros and cons of oil colors. So allowing for extended work timing and detailed blending, and many good artists use oil color, and they are specialized in oil colors because you need some patience with oil colors. Now, their rich, deep colors and wide range of textural effects. Oil colors are different from other mediums and they do not at all require water and require solvents like turpentine or mineral spirits for thinning and cleaning. So, those are the oil colors are like, thick, and you have to thin it. To paint it, you have to thin it. So, you need turpentine oil or mineral spirit for thinning it so that you can paint, and cleaning it so that no paint is there on the surface. Okay, so for oil paints you need canvases. It doesn't work on paper. It might work on wood, I do not think so, but mainly you need canvas for that. So now users are ideal for layering techniques, achieving detailed textures and creating works with depth and dimension. Yes, with oil paints, I can say that you can create dimensional effect because it takes like 4 to 5 days or 6, 7 days also sometimes if the weather is damp. So weather is rainy weather, it might take more time to dry. So in that drying time, you can do mixing and all that. You can create depths into the painting and dimension to the painting. So that's how, and there are many techniques due to which you do all these things. Now I will touch base upon on gouache. Gouache is a fairly new art medium. New in the sense it was not there earlier, and I don't know when I don't know since how long it has been, but it is fairly new art medium. Gouache. Now definition: an opaque water-based paint similar to watercolor, but with higher pigment concentration. Okay. Basically, what people say and what I've felt is also that gouache comes in between watercolor and acrylics. It is similar to watercolor, but it also had a texture like acrylics. So it is in between. Now it dries to a matte finish, can be re-wetted and reworked like watercolor, but it is very different from watercolor. It takes blending and shading. It becomes difficult with gouache because it takes proper color, bold colors. So when you look at gouache painting, you will understand that this is gouache. If you know how to work with it and you spend some time with paintings, you will understand that, okay, this is gouache painting. It looks like it. Suitable for creating distinct artwork. You can make out that this is gouache. Now, uses for illustrations, ideal for illustrations, design work, and creating bold, flat areas of colors. Yes, because purple cannot mix with pink that well, so it will be mostly purple. So in that ways, red and yellow will normally becomes orange, but when you go with gouache, it becomes difficult to mix and blend. But if you are pro in it, you can still blend, but still there's a difference between acrylic, gouache, and watercolor. Now, sixes I will go on pencil colors. So now pencil colors is something pastels. Sorry, pastels are two ways. Okay, I forgot to say one thing. I wanted to show something to you. So I will go back to acrylic colors. Okay, wait. It's something I have to show. So acrylic colors look like this. This is a bigger tube. This is a bigger tube and you get in different shapes and sizes. This is the acrylic color. So it comes in various colors. Okay, so this is a Liquitex brand and there's one more Indian brand that I have. This is Indian brand. So they come in different brands and all that, acrylic colors. Now watercolors come in different brands. This is watercolors. And I can show you how they color. They come in cakes. Acrylic comes in tubes. They don't come in cakes. Watercolor comes like this. If you can see this. Okay. So watercolor comes like this because they're different. You have to activate water into it and you apply water and then you can apply this paint on paper. Okay. So now oil paints. Oil paints is similar to acrylic colors in that way. But the thing is they come in tubes. Like this is a smaller tube. This is a Bristol brand, Indian brand. And then I was coming to gouache. So this is the gouache. This is a smaller tube of gouache. This is a gouache. Purple color. So now we'll come to pastels. So in pastels, there are two kind of pastels. I'm talking about soft pastels and oil pastels, which is written there. Soft pastel, I will cover it now. The stick, now the pastels ka definition. Stick form of pure pigment mixed with a binder available as soft, hard or oil pastels. So soft pastels are what? Like chalk colors. We used to have chalk, white chalk, and we used to write in board. But later, if you must have seen, there were different colors of chalks. So these chalk colors are artist quality. Those were like, normal day routine, daily routine writing chalks, but these are artistic colors. So this is one of the colors that I would like to show you. Wait, this is a chalk color. And when you apply it on paper, then it shows, it becomes like chalk, as if you are applying a chalk, and then you have to blend it with your hands or a stick that comes with blending tools come, and you do it with blending tools. And then there are oil pastels. And what are oil pastels? Oil pastels are like crayons that we have in school, crayons, but those are for children. So these are artist oil pastels, crayons, aquarelle crayons. This is something like this. So these are crayons, these are artist crayons, and you call them oil pastels. We call them oil pastels, and they are different, like crayons, but they are very soft. They blend very well, and you can smudge them with your hands. I like to do that, but you can also do that with your blending tool. So pastels are like that. So there are two kinds of pastels, and in these pastels also there's a variety, because every brands have different kinds of smoothness, different texture, and different way of sometimes, like one brand I use is a little hard, and the other is very creamy, very soft. And you will know, it depends on the pigment, it depends on the brand, and things like that. So all these colors come in various packaging. Like, you can get a 6-color pack, 12-color pack, 24, 48, and things like that. You also come up with 72 colors or 100 colors and things like that. So now I will go with soft pastels properties. Soft pastels, as I showed to you, are easily blendable in rich color, vibrant, and create rich, vibrant colors. Hard pastels are great for detailed work and layering. Hard pastels are little hard, and soft pastels like chalk colors, which are hard. And now oil pastels offer a buttery consistency and do not require a fixative. Fixative is something that we need to protect our pastels. After you have done your artwork, there is a spray that comes, and you have to apply it on your entire artwork, and that's how your entire work gets sealed. And if you move your fingers on the artwork, the paint will not come out. In pastels, you need fixative. Now, uses suitable for drawing and painting with techniques such as blending, layering, and creating textures. So this is how it is. So, but the thing is, all these art mediums, they are very distinctive. They are very different. So when you start using them, when you use them, when you apply them, then you come to know, okay, so this is what I am feeling. This is how it is looking. Look-wise and experience-wise, also they are different. Pencil colors. Now, pencil colors They are known as pencil colors. We all know it, and there are tools used for drawing and coloring. They consist of a pigment core encased in a wooden cylindrical shell. So this is a pencil color of Derwent. Derwent is a UK company. This is blue color, and this the color exactly is spectrum blue. So it is written spectrum blue here, and then the name of the number of the thing. So like that, you get pencil colors in various packages. And then the pigment quality. High quality colored pencils contain rich, vibrant pigments that provide excellent color payoff. Light fastness. This refers to the pigment's resistance to fading over time when exposed to light. Professional grade colored pencils have higher light fastness ratings. Which are what is light fastness? I will explain it to you like that. Sometimes when we paint, after a certain period of time, like after 2-3 years, the paint becomes dull. The painting becomes dull. So, which means that the light fastness of the colors was not that great. And sometimes, the old paintings or something like that, when you paint and the painting remains the same after like 10 years, 20 years, it means that colors were very rich. The color brand, the brand that we used that at that time had very good light fastness. So this is how we segregate between good paint and mediocre paint, or lesser good paint in that ways. So layering and blending. Colored pencils can be layered to build up color intensity and blended to create smooth transitions and gradients. So there are techniques also used during color painting. Now uses drawing and sketching, illustrations, mixed media, and adult coloring books. So I would like to show you something. Adult coloring books are very good for stress relief and all that. And pencils are very good for adult coloring books. This is one of the books that I have. This is Disney's Thomas Kincaid. He was a very renowned artist. So what you get is you have to fill this page, and you have a reproduction here. You can fill this page by looking at this page. So this is how it happens. These are all Disney artwork, but there are many adult coloring books also in the market, like Johanna Basford's and others, which are very easily available on Amazon and elsewhere, on bookstores also. And you can bring them and color with pencils of fine liners pens. But pencils are very good. And in other mediums, you have to bring water, oil, and you have to set the entire table with things. But with pencil, you don't need anything much. You don't need much things. You just need a book, a paper, and a pencil, and you start coloring. Or mostly you will need a pencil to sketch, and then you paint in that sketching. So things like that. So it's very easy for pencil colors to apply on your surface and the paper. Now I will tell about charcoal. The definition: charcoal is a dry art medium made from finely ground organic materials such as wood that are held together by a gum or wax binder. It is used primarily for drawings and sketching. Okay, what is charcoal? Remember, when we were kids, the ashes of wood or coal, we used to the ancestors were used to draw from coal, and the ashes, kajal, the kajal is made up of that in earlier times. So that black color, the black pigment, is called charcoal, and it comes in various different shades. But it's super black, it's little lesser black than black, and things like that. So this is one of the pencils. It is called soft charcoal. So things that's it. Charcoal. So charcoal paintings are mostly black and white. It's like very black and then white. You have to play with the composition with black and white. So that's how it is, like that. So now forms available in various forms, including sticks, pencils that I showed you just now, and composed blocks. There are blocks also. Each form offer different levels of hardness and control. Like this was soft. This was charcoal, soft. Now, okay, each form offers different levels of hardness and control. Blending and smudging. Charcoal is easily blendable and can be smudged to create surface transition and gradients. This makes it ideal for creating depths and shadow. So black and white, when you use black and white in a proper way, you can create magnificent paintings, and mostly charcoal is used in portrait paintings or landscapes. Erasability. While charcoal can be erased, it often leaves traces on the paper. Special needed erasers are typically used to lift charcoal without damaging paper. So yes, you can erase charcoal with a special eraser. You cannot erase it with a normal eraser. And that too, it leaves a little mark. But then thing is, still there is a eraser, and you can erase, you can lift charcoal from it. There's a special ways of doing it without damaging the paper. And charcoal is used only on paper. Special papers also come according to the texture of the paper. The charcoal also paints, like charcoal is used. Now, uses sketching and primarily drawings, figure drawings, expressive art, portraits, and landscape, as I said. So now this is over. Now I will show you some artwork of mine. Just give me 5 minutes. Like this is mixed media art. Mixed media. There is watercolor in it. You can see this here. Watercolor in it.
Shefali, if you can stop sharing the screen, then people.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah, can I start it now?
Yes.
Okay, I will show you some paintings so that you understand what I'm telling. This is artwork that I created. It is watercolor with white pens, white pen, and this white pen gives such a good texture. And this is white pen. So this is called mixed media because 2-3 things have come in it. It's not purely watercolor. It's not purely pen. So this is what is mixed media. Like 2-3 things coming together. Now I will show you that this is pure watercolor. This is how watercolor looks. Like loose. You can make beautiful flowers with watercolors.
Awesome.
This was practice paint. And then this is also watercolor. When I was learning how to paint, this was one of the things. This is watercolor.
Yeah. Awesome.
Purely. And again, this is watercolor. It gives a different kind of effect, watercolor. Now, this is oil color. I don't have much for oil color because I haven't painted in oil. So this is oil painting practice. These are the leaves. So it gives you rich texture. Oil paints. Very different. And this is my recent painting. It's an acrylic.
Wow. Very nice.
This is acrylic. And I actually follow some artists and I make them. I follow some tutorials. And this is gouache.
Nice.
Gouache is very different. It is not acrylic, it is not watercolor, but it is in between. So that's how it is. This is gouache. This is oil paste. This is oil pastels.
Nice.
And you have to blend it. It doesn't happen like that. You have to blend it and you have to apply fixative also, as the way I said. And last but not the least, this is charcoal.
Very nice.
Charcoal, black and white. You have to play with black and white, and mostly this black is charcoal. It's my practice painting long ago. So I think I've covered it all. And pencil colors, you have to paint, or you can paint in, pencil colors are normal, you can know it. So I think I will have a thank you here. So I finished the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shefali. You are inspiring us. I think we should have a workshop on painting.
Uh, I used to paint long ago. I used to paint like since a year and a half. I'm not painting much because I'm not getting some time. But there was a phase when I used to paint every other day. So I have a lot of painting and different mediums. And I've been painting for some like 2017. I've been learning how to paint. So it makes difference.
Awesome. So how many paintings you have done so far?
Around 200 acrylics, 3 to 400 watercolor, and others also.
Wow, that's quite.
Practice is something that you must do when you paint.
Yeah.
So, my suggestion to others is, if you start doing something creative and you see all these things, you must have got some clue that it's possible to draw also, and anyone can do it, and you must have something or the other creative in your life.
Yes.
So any questions or anything?
But usually it takes a lot of time, right? Painting.
It takes a lot of time. You have to take time to paint. You can, when you are stressed, I can tell you one thing, that when you are stressed, when you have a lot of on your head and you are not able to do it, and you are wasting your time thinking about it, thinking and not doing anything. That is the best time to sit and relax and paint. For half an hour also, if you paint, you just paint colors and do things like that. It will help you immensely in taking that stress off from you. Half an hour painting is also good.
Yes.
Coloring, I mean.
Yeah. And it could be sometimes we like just when we are bored, we often scribble or draw on a notebook with pen or pencil. So in fact, that is also quite related.
Yeah, it's doodling, and doodling is also good. It's very creative. It's very artistic also, doodling, when you doodle things. And when you make things with pen and small things with pen and paper, it's also very relaxing. But I have also done that a little bit, not much. But colors are something that I love.
Yeah, I definitely, they attract also a lot. So.
Yes. So any other question?
So I think there is not many questions. You
Okay.
are very self-explanatory, and it was really awesome to see all of your paintings.
Thank you very much. My main was because I thought that this topic needs to be covered, because not many people know how many art mediums are there, and how to go about it.
Yeah. Until and unless you're doing the course on painting, or you are really interested in it, mostly we are unaware of all different variations.
Yes, we are mostly unaware, so that's why.
Yeah, so thank you so much for taking it on.
Thank you very much, Manaji.
Yeah, thank you so much, Shefali ji. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.